Welcome aboard. It's time for another exciting edition of your favorite interactive English show here on Vaughn Radio. And I think you know what time it is, folks.
T-minus 10.
It's time
9, 8,
for,
7,
you know it.
6, 5,
¿Cómo se dice
4,
despegue?
3,
Liftoff.
1.
En un avión
0.
takeoff. But this is a rocket.
Ignition.
Here we go, folks.
Liftoff. Liftoff.
Buckle up.
30 minutes after the hour.
Get ready. Hold on to your hats. Strap on your seatbelt. Fasten your seatbelts. Hold on to your hats. Get ready for the ride of your life. The show with no name time on Vaughn Radio. It's a show with no name. It's the show. Let's go.
Welcome, amigos. Welcome one, welcome all. It's time for an English extravaganza. And I know I left you in good hands yesterday with Ximena, and you were in good hands this morning with my buddy Fitz in his program, No Excuses. So many amazing programs here on Vaughn Radio where you can learn English, you can laugh, you can play, and most of all, you can make some good friends. So many of you have become friends. So it's more than just a radio station, it's a family. Y vamos a pronunciar esa. ¿Family? No. Family. Es dos sílabas. Family. Now, I know in the song they say, we are family. Pero claro, cuando en una canción necesitas dos sílabas, pues necesitas dos. Si necesitas tres, si no, no suena bien. Think about this one. I can't get any satisfaction. Doesn't that just change everything? The no, o sea, quitas la pausa. I can't get no, pause, satisfaction. Ahora, si metes una sílaba, la cagas, you screw it up. And Mick Jagger knew that. It's called poetic license. But the the way to say that song correct, grammatically speaking, is I can't get any satisfaction. Or I can get no satisfaction. But he says, I can get no. And just doesn't sound the same. It doesn't have the same ring to it. All right, amigos, welcome to another exciting edition of the show with no name. Today we are going to hear from our amigos, our show with no namers in the question of the week. Thanks to everybody who participated. It's a great exercise, a great way to make sure you practice your English every week. And I don't just mean your English. I mean your spoken English, right? So if you want to do that every Friday on this program, we have the question of the week. And all you have to do, quite simple, all you have to do is send a 1-minute voice message. Now, I haven't thought of next week's question of the week. I'll tell you what, hey, off the cuff, sin pensarlo más, off the cuff here. Does anybody have any good ideas for next week's question of the week? This week, we're going to take a look at a place that you've been to that you're not going to return to, right? Once was enough, as we say. So obviously a place that you disliked for some reason, but the important thing is to be able to express why. I mean, I don't want you ever to just say, well, Las Vegas. Hi, it's Thomas. I would never return to Las Vegas. Thank you very much. I love the show. Bye-bye. You got to explain yourself. That's the whole idea. And you should be able to do that in around a minute or so. So today we're going to hear from, let's take a look who we've got here. Our super show with no namers. Ana, Carmen, Chris Valrol, Elena, Jose Maria, Laura, Marisol, and Nuria. And again, if you have an idea for next week's question, let me know here in the comments. And who knows, maybe that's the one. Remember, this show is a collaborative effort. Obviously, I'm the teacher and I prepare it all. But ideas are always welcome. I always say it with FYI, with my podcast, FYI. Some of the greatest ideas for episodes were not mine. I can't take the credit, el mérito. People like Edgar and Chris and other people who have suggested episodes, not only have they been great episodes, like for me to record, but they've been very successful as well. So I'm always open to suggestions. I think that's what keeps anything fresh and it keeps it growing. Oh, and speaking of FYI, since it is Friday, you've got a brand spanking new episode of FYI. And in this episode, I take a trip down memory lane. Doy un paseo por el recuerdo, because it's an episode on drugs. What? Oh my God, did you do drugs? No, my grandfather was a druggist or a pharmacist. And so in the episode, I talk about legal and illegal drugs. Very interesting, and as always, idiomatic expressions and little tidbits of English. Here's the intro. If you haven't heard it, it's available on every podcast platform. Let's go. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. All right, amigos. That's right. It is our pop quiz here on the show with no name. And today we're going to take a look at one of our amazing materials that you can get at the Von Tienda. It's vontienda.com. And you've got books such as my latest book. This book is the shit. You've also got Business English with Kyle Miller. Do you mean business with your English? ¿Vas en serio? Well, if you don't have Kyle Miller's book, Business English, then you are missing out. Kyle's not only an English teacher, but he holds an MBA, and he will guide you through the ins and outs of business and the English language, all while having fun. Business English by Kyle Miller is the most complete English resource available, and it comes with audio and video. Pick up a copy of Kyle Miller's Business English. That is, if you mean business. Available at vontienda.com. That's right. Also, you can get Conversaciones en Inglés, which today's pop quiz is coming from that series. Now, there are 3 of those from beginner to intermediate to advanced. It's called Conversaciones en Inglés. Over 3 hours of useful audio, and we're going to listen to some right now. And as always, I'm going to have a mission for you afterwards. So here it is, folks. This is from Conversaciones en Inglés. It's available at the Von Tienda. Listen carefully.
What did you say you and Sophie had fallen out over?
I didn't say we had fallen out. She's probably one of my best friends ever.
Maybe, but if you love her so dearly, how come you two never talk on the phone anymore? You used to love to go on, chit-chatting, and always hated it when I asked you to hang up.
Do you really think that? I do enjoy talking to Sophie on the phone, but I wouldn't say it's something I love doing. And I wouldn't go as far as to say that I hated it when you asked me to hang up the phone. In fact, I never minded hanging up after a long chat.
Right. Never mind then. And when did you last meet her? You always say that you hate not being able to spend time with the people you love, but it seems to me it's been a while since the two of you last met.
I don't know when we last met, Richard. I don't keep track of those things. Do you keep track of those things?
No, it's just that...
You just love it if Sophie and I had actually fallen out, wouldn't you? You'd enjoy that thoroughly, wouldn't you?
Hang on.
I know what this is all about.
Oh, really? What's this all about then? Because all I was trying to do was to show some interest in your friendship with her, since she means so much to you and all.
And what made you think there was something wrong then?
I told you. I thought you hadn't had any contact with her for a while.
Oh my God, that's actually true. Maybe she's mad at me after all. Maybe I've said or done something I shouldn't have. Should I call her up? I'll call her up. You were right, Richard. She's mad at me.
Wait a minute. I never said she was mad at you. I only asked...
Wait. I've got a message from her. Blah, blah, blah. Busy at the Mo. We'll catch up later. Love, S.
Thank heavens for that.
Whoa, busy at the Mo. You got a Mo? A Mo is a moment. It is totally native, amigos. Again, this is from Conversaciones en Inglés. You've got the whole set. There are 3 of them. I recommend you get all 3 of them. You'll have over 9 hours of audio of totally native English. And as I said, the people who read it, in this case, it was Siobhan. She used to work with Vaughn. As somebody who studied acting, la interpretación, they do a really good job. They missed their calling, ¿no? Perdieron su vocación. How do you say that? Como tenían que haberse dedicado a lo otro. And they're great teachers. They're great writers. But man, when you hear that audio, it's very convincing. So very cool, folks. You can get all 3 of them. Each one is under 15 euros. It comes with 3 hours of audio, and it's got expressions, key vocabulary, and all that jazz. All right, in this audio, they mention something about a fight. So what I want you guys to do for the first part of it, of today's pop quiz, I'm going to give you 3 different challenges here. The first one is, give us an idiom or a synonym for the word fight. Now, you have to use it in context, because if you just tell me the word brawl, por ejemplo, te doy uno, a brawl es una pelea, normalmente tiene significado más grande, right? So, a brawl, don't just give me the word brawl, but show me that you know how to use the word brawl in context. Is it a regular verb? Is it an irregular verb? We need to know not just the word, but how to use it in what I call its natural habitat. So, an idiomatic expression or a synonym for a fight, and use it in context. Number 2, a synonym for chit chat. They said the word chit chat there. And you guys know this one, the chateo, right? But chit chat is informal talk. It's an informal conversation, cotorreo, parloteo, comadreo. I never even heard that one. Cotilleo, chit chat. Okay, that is the way they said it in the audio. If you know how to say it, let us know. Give us another way of saying we were chit chatting. We chit chatted all night. Again, if you give it to me in context, even better. If you give it to me in your personal context, even better. And the last one, they said something about ¿Cuándo fue la última vez que? Okay, they use that structure. ¿Cuándo fue la última vez que? Now, there are 2 different ways to ask that question, 2 that I can think of right now. 2 different ways to ask that question. ¿Cuándo fue la última vez? You can add the verb that you want. So, ¿cuándo fue la? And I'll answer your questions if you want. So, if you want to ask me a question there, ¿cuándo fue la última vez que te bañaste? Hey, practica. Ask me whatever you want, but you've got to ask me that last one 2 different ways, because there are 2 accepted ways to ask that question. ¿Cuándo fue la última vez? ¿Conoces Weekend Town? La nueva iniciativa de Vaughan.
Pues no.
Es un fin de semana de inmersión en inglés y es nuevísimo.
A ver, cuéntame más.
Tendrás una inmersión lingüística total durante 2 días. Un total de 24 horas hablando con angloparlantes de todo el mundo.
¡Wow! ¡Qué interesante!
Ganarás confianza y soltura a la hora de comunicarte en inglés. Mejorarás tu comprensión auditiva y tus habilidades conversacionales en una situación de comunicación real en inglés. Ven a Weekend Town y te sorprenderás con todo lo que puede avanzar tu inglés en un fin de semana. Weekend Town de Vaughan. Un fin de semana de inmersión en inglés. All right, folks, if you want more information about Weekend Town, all you have to do is go to our website. It's grupovon.com. Grupovon.com/cursos destacados if you're looking for all these different things we've got going on. All right, let's see who's in our virtual classroom over here. We'll see who's with us, who's in the house. All right. First person checking in is Born to Iron Man. And Born to Iron Man says, morning, double A and friends. Morning, double A and friends. What's up to you, good buddy? Great to have you on board as always. Who else is in the house? Elena. Elena says, good morning, beautiful show with no namers and teacher. Rise and shine, sleepy heads. Ooh, do you guys smell that? I smell it. It's a wow. Totally native there. Excellent job. Wow, Elena, you are off to an amazing start. Jeez Louise. And Elena says, good morning. The reason I gave her a totally native was actually 2 reasons. Rise and shine. Esto es arriba por ellos. Rise and shine. And sleepyhead. Dormilón. So, Elena, you know what? I say that to my daughter every morning. When I hear her starting to wake up, or sometimes I have to go in and wake her up, I come in and I go, good morning. Rise and shine, sleepyhead. Wow, Elena. Totally native. Also, Elena, I can't believe it. You are on fire, Elena. And Elena says, participating in our pop quiz, she says, we had a quarrel And he rushed out. Wow. Excellent. This is a synonym for a fight. Now remember this too. Fight is an irregular verb. It rhymes with bought. So buy, bought, bought, fight, fought, fought. All right? So we had a quarrel. Great one. Great word, Elena. You are just totally native today. And he rushed out. Y se fue con prisa. My parents always bicker. Ooh, wow. Seriously, Elena, you are on fire. To bicker. Now, this is great because to bicker is not really to fight. It's to argue about nonsense. You know, when you've been friends with somebody for so long, or you're sometimes with your wife, you can bicker and you're just like, why are we even arguing about this? It's ridiculous. I don't want to bicker. The older you get, I think the less you want to bicker. Wow, great word, Elena. Excellent. And bicker, a ver cómo lo traducen aquí. On word reference, discutir, reñir, right? And it says to quarrel. So excellent. You used both words that they gave you. She says, my parents always bicker. We got engaged in small talk. Yo quitaría el a. In small talk. Y esto es cháchara. Wow. We got engaged in small talk. You know, just shooting some breeze. Oh, uy, casi, pero perfecto, porque así te puedo ayudar. We're just shooting the breeze. So, vamos a cambiar ahí. Quitamos el a. We engaged in, yo quitaría el got también. We engaged in small talk. Excellent. Así es perfecto. You know, just shooting the breeze. Otra forma de decirlo. Shooting the shit. Excellent. Elena, wow. Single-handedly slaying it. And her last one, let's see if she's got them all here, was using el ¿Cuándo fue la última vez que? And you've got to use it, as I said, both ways. The two accepted ways. All right, let's see if she's got it. Now, are you guys betting on Elena? I'm going to bet on her. Yeah, she hasn't let me down yet. Elena, you've got my vote. Let's see, the first one. When did you last see her? That is correct. When did you last verbo? Okay, when did you last go? Pero el verbo es en presente, porque el did coge el pasado. So what I want you to do is write a sentence like that. You know, write it down on, or say it aloud, even better. When did you last see her? When did you last go out with her? When did you last have dinner with her? When did you last? Es la ráfaga en esta pregunta. When did you? Y yo no digo did you, porque me cuesta ese you. Yo digo did you, porque yo soy nativo. So when did you last see her? Y me como la H de her. ¿Por qué? Porque es difícil decir esa H. Entonces, por comodidad, la mudamos un poco. So when did you last see her? Excellent job. And Elena, let's go 4 for 4. When was the last time you saw her? Excellent job, Elena. Wow. And I've got to say something, Elena. You are a shining example. What I want everybody to do right now, aside from writing down that great vocabulary, those other ways of saying fight, I want you to write down those two questions. And I want you to practice those this weekend. Porque, como veráis, alguno tienes que conjugar, en el otro no. So look, when did you last see? Presente, no hay que conjugarlo. When did you last go? When did you last feel? When did you last have? Right? But in the second one, when was the last time you, conjugamos y aquí vamos al pasado. When was the last time you ate with her? When was the last time you saw her? When was the last time you had dinner with her? So a good exercise is writing the same question both ways and then practicing and saying them aloud. Folks, We've got to go to a quick commercial break right now. Time flies when you're having fun. I hope you're having fun, Show with Namers. I'm having a blast and looking forward to hearing from you in our question of the week. We've also got our spelling bee, say what soundbite, double trouble, and so much more up ahead. So if I were you guys, I wouldn't even think of going anywhere. Stick around. Hello, amigos. Welcome back. Welcome back to part 2 of today's Show with No Name here on Vaughn Radio, where you can learn English all day, every day. Don't forget, we've got our weekend camps right now. It's a brand new initiative. I think it's fantastic. Seriously. Because Vaughntown is the bomb diggity. Es la leche. But I know some people, I personally don't have a week where I can just go away. Personally. I'd love to, in fact, disappear for a week. From work, from everybody. Not just... But it's tough. Lots of commitments. Muchos compromisos. I get it. And then I'm not even talking about the financial aspect. Because that's an investment. Eso es una inversión. Anytime you invest in bettering yourself and enriching yourself, it's an investment. It's not like wasting money on, garbage. Made in China. No offense to the Chinese, but that's the reputation they have now. Or made in Taiwan, right? My favorite one, Made in Spain. Made. Una vez alguien me dijo, Made en USA. I'm like, no. All right, amigos, welcome back. We're going to kick off the second part of today's show with our Say What soundbite. Yeah. Say what? All right, amigos, welcome to the Say What soundbite. Today we're going to hear from a lady. I think she speaks pretty clearly. Shouldn't have too much difficulty understanding her. Let's put it this way. We've had easier ones and we've had harder ones. So this one is right about in the middle. All right, as always, what I want you guys to do is listen very carefully. And I want you guys to write down what you hear. And initially, after these 2 listens now, I'd like to know your opinion on what you heard. But don't give me any second-rate English. No me deis inglés de segunda. I want your best. All right, here we go, folks. Here's your Say What soundbite for the first time.
I would look around at my Christian friends and I'm like, they're not perfect by any means,
Yeah.
but I want what you have. For so many years, I've been putting out a certain message. I was drinking and I was trying to find answers in the wrong places.
Whoa, pretty dramatic. The music makes it a lot more dramatic there, right? You should just, anytime you got something to say, put some music behind it and it'll sound much more dramatic. All right, well, as I said, I don't think it's tough to catch today, so I think everybody should be able to participate. Let me give it to you for the second time, the Say What soundbite. Good luck, folks.
I would look around at my Christian friends and I'm like, they're not perfect by any means,
Yeah.
but I want what you have. For so many years, I've been putting out a certain message. I was drinking and I was trying to find answers in the wrong places.
Founder and host of Amazing Team.
Hello there, this is Julia from the Let's Get Random show. Let's navigate life together, practicing our English.
Hi, this is Kyle Miller. I present the Drive Time Show every day at 6 o'clock on Vaughn Radio.
Hi, this is Jimena.
Y yo soy Nacho.
And you can listen to us every day on Test Your English
A las 12:30.
at 12:30. Tune in.
This is Fitz from No Excuses. Let's get ready to rumble. Come rumble with me on No Excuses.
This is Chris with Frankly Speaking. The doors open every night at 7:30. Let's talk soon.
Hi, this is Dave Boyes from The Salad. Join us every day, live at 5.
Hey, it's Alberto Alonso from the show with no name. And don't forget about Rob, Andy, Ruby, and Tino.
Download our free app, Vaughan Radio or Vaughn Radio, and learn English with all of us on the go.
That's right, folks. Vaughn Radio. We're also on TuneIn Radio now as well. It's an honor and a pleasure to be on different platforms and to be growing all the time. Remember, if you guys love Vaughn Radio, another way you can always help us is spread the word. Mention us in a post. Say hello. You know, if you're, this happens to me a lot. A lot of times people are reading one of my books or listening to one of my shows and, you know, they'll post a picture and say, hey, here I am in, at my boarding gate, mi puerta de embarque, learning English. And that not only inspires me as your teacher, but you're also obviously going to inspire your fellow students, your peers, tus iguales. All right, let's take a look then at today's pop quiz. We've got Born to Iron Man participating over here as well. Let's see. Born to Iron Man looks quite short. Let's see if you... I only see one. All right, Born to Iron Man. It's kind of incomplete, your answer here, because I only see one question. And I thought I said to do the question both ways. All right, maybe I wasn't clear there. All right, well, let's see what Born to Iron Man has to say. He says, when's the last time you prattle about drugs? Born to Iron Man? All right, well, it's no problem. No problem. The word is prattled. All right? To prattle. I don't really use this word, but it's true. It's a word. To talk quickly and meaninglessly. Parlotear. Cotorrear. So I never knew this. The only thing is, if you're going to use, that's why I wanted both, right? If you're going to use that one, when's the last time you went? So tendría que ser pasado ahí. So when's the last time you prattled about drugs? Sería correcto. Number 2, struggle with them is a daily battle. So struggling, esto empezaríamos, porque claro, en español decís luchar contra ellos, en inglés sería luchando contra ellos. So struggling with them is a daily battle. All right, well, not bad. And we're missing a little bit here. You gave us the vocabulary. Again, maybe I wasn't clear about the 2 questions over there. All right, let's see. A couple more. Let me give you some more ways to talk about fighting. The one they said in the audio, which is a very common one, to fall out, o más común en inglés americano, to have a falling out. So to fall out or to have a falling out. And this one, usually, let's explain, because I think it's really important to explain the difference here. So if you have a falling out, it usually means you don't talk. It doesn't mean you punched each other in the face. So him and his brother had a falling out. They fell out. Okay, and this means que ya no se hablan realmente. Es ese tipo de pelea, ¿no? Una bronca pelea. The word brawl that we looked at before is a big fight. I think of like at a stadium or a sporting event or at a concert or, when hooligans go crazy and like 20 people fight each other. De hecho, muchas veces se llama a barroom brawl. Una pelea de bar. So a brawl, quite the contrary, as a falling out, is a big physical altercation. To come to blows. Well, a blow is, to blow is soplar, evidentemente, but a blow is un golpe. Un golpe bajo, that was a low blow. Vaya golpe bajo. So if you come to blows, llega a golpes. That's another one. It's obviously physical. Okay, to punch, to hit, to kick, obviously that's physical. To struggle, which is the one Born to Iron Man gave us. Esto es más luchar en el sentido de la vida, right? He's struggling to make ends meet. Está luchando para llegar a fin de mes. So it's more of the struggle, la lucha de la vida, right? It's more the poetic sense of the word. So those are just some ways. Oh, also a row or a row. It's interesting because that word R-O-W, some people pronounce row and some people pronounce row. I say row. You say tomato, I say tomato. All right. And I can't really think. I'm sure there are many. I mean, you've got an altercation, that would be more of like a legal term. But I'm thinking about, the ones that are used regularly. And then we have a lot of idiomatic expressions with the word fight as well. To fight fire with fire. We looked at that in our episode, in our FYI episode on fire. Esto es usar las mismas tácticas que otro, right? Oh, they're going to play like that? Well, we're going to fight fire with fire. To fight tooth and nail. Creo que esto lo decís igual, ¿no? Uña y diente, tooth and nail. All right. To fight like cats and dogs. My mother used to say this one to my sister and I when we were kids. She would say, you guys fight like cats and dogs. All right. Any more? Oh, here's one. If you're looking for a fight, you can say, man, some people are really looking for a fight. Another way to say it is spoiling for a fight. If you're spoiling for a fight, it's another way to say it. And it's also an AC/DC song. So si quieres aprenderte esa expresión, just listen to the AC/DC expression / song, spoiling for a fight. And even though I encourage you not to fight, well, sometimes people like to pick fights with you. And to pick a fight, acabamos ya aquí, es buscar una pelea, right? To pick a fight. If you're spoiling for a fight, those are the bullies in school, if you guys remember, the bullies in school. But I always say, and now I know this as a father, that behind every bully, there's a kid that's mistreated, that doesn't feel loved. If you're going around barking at people and bullying people, obviously your daddy and mommy didn't give you enough hugs, or they didn't pay enough attention to you. Hey, I'm learning all that stuff now. I used to be a bit of a bully. I used to think it was funny to pick on people. Now, even my daughter, she has some kids in her class. He talks funny. I go, he's special. He's different. Okay, you're good at this. He's good at that. Everybody's different. Everybody's unique. All right, amigos. We've got a lot of people participating here in our Say What soundbite. Let's see. Elena says, an American woman coming clean. Wow. Elena, you are on it today. An American woman coming clean, confesando, on her addiction with alcohol and how she appreciates being surrounded by good Christian friends. Yes, Elena. I'm so proud of you. Same thing I tell my daughter. I am so proud of you. No lo digo a mucha gente. All right, let's see. Born to Iron Man. He says, we can listen to a kind of interview to a thoughtful, en vez de an, sería a thoughtful woman making an introspective on herself. You can say she was living in a terrible period of drinking, and it seems that she wants us to appreciate friends and all the things we can enjoy indeed. Great job. Wonderful job. Yeah. Sounds like somebody who was a heavy drinker. If somebody is a heavy drinker, it means they drink or they abuse alcohol, right? Oh, I don't think I've done an FYI episode on alcohol. I mention it in the drugs episode because if you want to be a stickler, if you want to split hairs, buscarle tres patas al gato, well, technically, the coffee I'm drinking right now is a drug, right? The beer I had last night with my dinner is a drug. And let's not even talk about cigarettes, right? So, again, some of the food that they sell you, especially that hyper mega processed crap, that's drugs because it's made in a laboratory. It's not grown. That scares me when half of the food you see at the supermarket comes from a laboratory instead of a farm. You know, the world is upside down. Upside down. Boy, you turn me inside out. Round and round. All right, folks, we've got to move on right now. It is time for our Spelling Bee.
Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee.
Hurry up, you're going to miss the flight, folks. Come on, come on. Your flight is boarding right now. So I guess today's spelling bee has something to do with planes or aviation? Yes, you nailed it, amigos. Now, as always, this first round is going to be hell on earth. Okay? It's going to be really difficult. I'll tell you why. There are numbers, there are hyphens, and good luck. You really have to be a spelling superstar to get it today. Are you guys ready? All right. Let's capitalize the first letter of each word. And here we go with round one. The first one is MH370. The second one is MALAYSIA space AIRLINES. The third one is KUALA space LUMPUR. The fourth one is BEIJING. The fifth one is BOEING space 777-200ER. And the last one is SOUTH space CHINA space SEA. Hey, Damian, what's crack-a-lackin', buddy?
Hey, Alberto, I was planning to do some sports this week. What about playing baseball?
Ooh, baseball. I love it. But I'm not sure yet. Can we touch base next week?
Touch base. Estamos en contacto, ¿no? Hablamos en algún momento. Yeah, okay. Let's touch base. Okay, what about basketball? Do you want to play basketball?
Oh, man, I love basketball. It's one of my favorite sports. But I don't know if I can this weekend because I've already got plans. Oh, man, that's the way the ball bounces.
That's the way the ball bounces. Así están las cosas, ¿no? Así bota la pelota. Así bota la pelota. That's the way the ball bounces. I love that expression. Okay, what about tennis? Do you want to play tennis?
Well, I love tennis, but I'm not really a good player. If you don't mind playing with a novice, the ball's in your court, buddy.
La bola está en mi campo, ¿eh? La pelota está en mi tejado. All right. Do you want to play some soccer?
Sure, I'd love to play some soccer or football, as you call it. What time do we kick off?
Perfect. We're kicking off at 9. Are you available?
Sure, but I might have to play some golf before with some friends. It's par for the course.
It's par for the course. Es lo normal, ¿no? Es lo normalito, lo que se hace.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what about billiards? Do you like playing billiards?
Yeah, but right now I'm behind the 8 ball.
I'm behind the 8 ball. Estás detrás de la bola 8, como que llevas las de perder.
Yeah. Wow, a lot of idiomatic expressions here.
Muy buenas expresiones. Si es que así de gusto aprender inglés con un profe como Alberto y un poquito de creatividad, tienes This Book is the Shit. El mejor libro para aprender inglés que te has echado a la cara in your life. Píllatelo, vas a disfrutar mogollón de dibujos para que lo aprendas todo fácil, con conexiones lógicas y divertidas. Es la manera más sencilla y más divertida de aprender inglés. No te la pierdas.
Damián, you're such a good sport. Te enrollas. You can pick up your copy of This Book is the Shit at
vaughantienda.com.
It's the shit. All right, amigos. And I've got a question. If you don't have This Book is the Shit yet, what are you waiting for? It came out like almost a year ago. Or I don't even know. I don't remember when it came out. I've got too many things that have happened between then and now to remember that stuff. I kind of do stuff and move on. And if you don't have them, you can get all my books, all 5. Jeez Louise. I never thought I would write one book, never mind 5. 5 books at the Von Tienda, but I don't only recommend my books, obviously. I recommend everything that has the Von seal of approval on it. El sello de aprobado, aprobación. All right, well, my amigos, here it is. This is round 2 because nobody got the spelling bee on the first go. So here we go, amigos. Good luck. I'm going to slow down considerably here. The first word is MH370. I can't go slower than this. The second one, MALAYSIA space AIRLINES. The third one is KUALA space LUMPUR. The fourth one is BEIJING. The fifth one is BOEING space 777-200 ER. And the last one is 3 words, SOUTH space CHINA space SEA. Now, folks, that is as slow as I can go. So let's see if anybody gets it over here. Going once. Oh, yeah, hang on. Hang on. It looks like we might have a winner here. Lupe is taking a stab at it. Let's take a look, Lupe. The first one is correct. Let's see the second one. The second one is also correct. You didn't capitalize that second letter, but it's correct. I'll give it to you because right now I don't see anybody else who got it yet. No, Lupe, you did capitalize it. Yes, you did. Sorry, I was looking at Elena's comment. So great. Now we've got Lupe. Te estoy viendo debajo de una lupa. Lupe and Elena. So Lupe's first. Let's check out Lupe's. She says MH370. That's correct. The second one, Malaysia Airlines. That is also correct. The third one, Kuala Lumpur. That is also correct. The fourth one is... Ouch. Lupe. Let me see and you know what, Lupe? You have one letter off. Una letra nada más. Oh, man. Qué pena. Excellent. Just one letter. Y es muy común ese error, Lupe. So I get you. La G y la J, right? G and J. O sea, apúntalo mil veces. Dilo mil veces, Lupe, because it's a common mistake. Let's see. Elena, the first one's correct. The second one is correct. So we said MH370 or MH370. Do you guys know that? That was that airplane that went missing that still nobody really has a logical explanation for. So that's MH370, correct. The second one, Malaysia Airlines, correct. That was the carrier. The next one, Kuala Lumpur. That's the departure airport. The next one, Beijing. That's where it was bound for. Destinado a Beijing. You got it. Correct, Elena. The next one, you didn't capitalize. I'm going to let it go. Boeing. No, you're missing stuff, Elena. All right, well, we're going to check Born to Iron Man's, but right now, we've got to go to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with the second half of today's Show with No Name. And when we come back, we've got so much to do. We're also going to hear from you, Show with No Namers, in our question of the week. All that and much more when we come back. So, say it, stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to part 3 of today's Show with No Name on Vaughn Radio, where we laugh, we learn, and we play every day. And you can keep playing after today's show. You can test your English with Ximena Holiday. And Nacho, of course, the one and only. Nacho is from the old school. He's been here longer than everybody else. After that, you've got the lunchtime show with Rob and Andy and their antics. Sus payasadas. You want to sit in on a real native conversation? There's nothing better. Then Ruby's going to teach you how to speak up. Make your voice heard. Be confident when you speak English, even if you make mistakes. No one can take away your confidence. Even, if you make a mistake and you laugh at yourself, how does it matter if someone else, does it matter if someone else laughs at you? That's my problem. I have zero sense of ridicule. You can make me look ridiculous and I kind of don't care. Because also you get to a certain age where you know yourself and you know what you are, and more importantly, you know what you aren't. I sound like I'm 80. I'm 46. Jesus. Once you get to be my age, kids. Well, anyway, after that, you've got Let's Get Random with Jules Linares. Then you've got The Salad with Dave Boys. Then Drive Time with Kyle Miller. Frankly Speaking with Chris Frank. The Pro Bow Show with Rob Grams. and Richard Vaughn live. And folks, welcome to Homophones.
Homophones, homophones. Homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. Homophones on the show with no name. Cause homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. 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 The show with no name.
That's right, amigos. It's Homophones or Not, only on the show with no name. And I'm going to give you two words. I want to know, A, if you know what the words are, if you're familiar with them, and B, if the two words sound exactly the same or not. All right. The first word is mina de oro, filón, right? The source of something, la fuente. It's also veta con V, veta o filón, ¿ok? Eso es una vena ahí. Y si decimos, hay una expresión que cuando encuentras una veta o filón de un metal precioso, maybe like gold or something like that, pues también si añadimos la palabra mother a esta palabra, pues es la expresión veta principal o filón principal. That is your first word. The second word is weight, la carga de un transporte. También es, si lo ponemos en plural, un montón de cosas. También es cargar o llenar un camión, right? También es una tanda, una colada de ropa también. So that first word is very, very specific. The second word has got tons of meanings, and we'll look at them in a moment. Let's see if you guys are familiar with our homophones. And also, let me give you your Say What soundbite, which I think is pretty simple. Here it is for the third time.
I would look around at my Christian friends and I'm like, they're not perfect by any means.
Yeah.
But I want what you have. For so many years, I've been putting out a certain message. I was drinking and I was trying to find answers in the wrong places.
Listen carefully. Can you hear that? No. Listen closer. I'm not talking about the birds chirping. I'm talking about everybody speaking English and feeling comfortable. Listen. This is what it's like at Vaughn Town, a peaceful place where you can really learn English and lose your inhibitions. There's a reason it's one of our star programs. Vaughn Town, lose your fear of speaking English. If you want more information about this immersive experience, go to grupovaughn.com or give us a call, 911-385831. Lose your fear of speaking English and express yourself with clarity at Vaughn Town. More information about Vaughn Town or Weekend Town, you can go to grupovaughn.com/cursos destacados. You can also give us a holler or a shout, es otra forma de decir un toque, or a ring, and that's 911-385831. You can also reach out via social media if you'd like to do that as well. All right, let's see our homophones or not today. Born to Iron Man, he gives us the two words, and the two words are correct, Born to Iron Man. And he says they sound alike. Elena gives us the two words. She's also correct. And she says they're definitely homophones. So no doubt in your mind there, Elena. Well, you guys should trust Born to Iron Man and Elena. They sound exactly the same. In fact, before I saw the word load, mother load, que es lo que dijimos, beta principal, and you know where I saw it? I heard it in cartoons. You know how in the cartoons they're digging for gold? I found the mother load. Well, in my mind estaban diciendo L-O-A-D, porque no lo ves escrito, no hay subtítulos. You just watch cartoons when you're a kid. So my whole life, I thought it was the mother load, carga, la carga madre. But it's not. It's la mina, el filón, la beta principal, the mother load. So that word is L-O-D-E. The second word, I've heard people say download. Se pronuncia igual que el primero, load, load. Okay? It rhymes with road. Métele una L a la palabra road y lo tienes. Nobody says road. Everybody says road. Pues lo mismo con load. So let's take a look. It's carga. So she carried the heavy load up the hill. Llevó la carga por la colina. The truck driver picked up a load, una carga, at the shipping dock. Okay, en el puerto ahí. Let's see. Also, if we put an S, oh man, I've got loads of stories to tell you. Tengo muchísimas historias que contarte, right? Un montón. I miss you loads. Es lo mismo que decir tons, a lot. Y lo usamos loads. Also, you load a truck. If you're moving, si te vas a trasladar a otra ciudad, you load the truck, right? ¿Y cómo se dice descargar? No digo download, eso es en internet. O sea, en internet, it's upload and download. Pero un camión, we load it and we unload it. So great job. Excellent job, show with no namers. Wonderful, wonderful work. All right, let's take a look. Born to Iron Man is taking a stab at our spelling bee. Lupe was right there. Casi. Lupe. Elena, almost. You're missing something there. Let's see. Born to Iron Man. The first one is correct. The second one is also correct. The third one's correct. The fourth one's correct. The fifth one's correct. And now we're talking. Ahora sí. So in case you guys didn't know, these were all words that had to do with MH370, which is Malaysia Airlines Flight 370, which disappeared today. It's one of aviation's greatest mysteries. And it was today in 2014. Can you believe it? It's long. When you think about it, it feels like it was yesterday. No, 2014, almost 10 years ago. No, 10 years. Is it 10 years ago? Geez, oh my God. Well, it continues 10 years on to be one of aviation's greatest mysteries. There are so many documentaries if you're interested in this kind of stuff. I think even if you're not interested in aviation, this is an interesting case because 239 people just disappeared. That doesn't happen. And there were, they haven't really found anything that they could say was from the plane. A lot of, some people think the plane was shot down. Some people say it was aliens. I mean, obviously there are many conspiracy theories out there. So you got to take everything with a grain of salt, que es una buena expresión. To take it with a grain of salt es con pinzas. Like, I wouldn't believe it all the way there. So yes, the words were the flight number, MHA. Os enseño un truco. If you're going to fly or you need to pick somebody up at the airport and you want to check if the flight's on time, now you can use Flight Radar 24, what I use, but also there's a really easy way to do it. You just punch in that into Google. You don't have to put flight or anything. Put in MH370 and it'll tell you on time, 20 minutes delay. It gives you it right there on the page. I don't know if you know that little cheat, ese pequeño truquito. The carrier or the airline was number 2, Malaysia Airlines. It was en route from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing. The plane was a Boeing 777. You can say, nobody says 777. A Boeing 777-200 ER. And do you know what ER stands for? Extended range, ¿no? Que hay algunos que tienen más tanques para combustible. So si ves un ER, it's made to go longer distances. And South China Sea was our last word, and that's where the plane mysteriously disappeared today in 2014. Also, folks, I want a nice round of applause for Elena, not just for getting the Say What soundbite, but for knocking it out of the park today. And now it's time to hear from your fellow show with no namers in the question of the week.
Question of the week.
All right, this week's question of the week was, tell us a place that you've been to that you don't plan on returning to ever again. And as I said, we usually look at the bright side here. Tell us your role model. But sometimes, we got to be able to express our opinions about things we disagree with or disliked and why, which is really important. All right, so the first person we're going to hear from is one student who has participated so much, and I'm very proud of her. As I said, all of you, thank you. All right, let's hear from Anna.
Hi everyone, speaking Anna from Madrid. Since I don't want to ruffle any feathers, I won't mention the name of the region of Spain where I've been, but I would never come back again. Anyway, I want to explain why I would never go back there. Even though I haven't traveled abroad as much as I would have liked since having kids, I've been to a bunch of countries in the past, and most people there tried to communicate with me, even though I wasn't a native speaker and I struggled with the language. In this particular region of Spain, the name of which I have not decided to call to mind, the situation was quite the opposite. Unfortunately, most people there treated me poorly because I didn't speak the local language, and they used language as a barrier instead of a means of communication. For example, getting to a restaurant and not being able to get a menu in Spanish, or asking for directions in Spanish and getting a response in the local language, despite repeatedly reminding the person who was talking that we didn't understand them, and so on, were things that I could have never imagined would happen to me in my own country. To me, not only is this a pity, but it's also pathetic and disgraceful. And that's it. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Wow, Anna. You expressed yourself perfectly. So much conviction. I really felt your pain. I felt your struggle. And that is so hard, Elena, to make your feelings, your personality come out when you speak. And you did it beautifully. And I don't know what community, and I don't even care, because anybody who tries to not communicate with you and use language, I loved what you said there, as a barrier. We, smart people, use language as a means to connect with people, not to put up walls and barriers. But unfortunately, there are some people out there who, they're just, I think that's everywhere you go, stubborn, cabezotas. And stubborn people are usually mules, right? So I know what you're saying. I've been to certain regions in Spain where I've been told by a Spanish person, you're better off speaking English than Spanish. And you know what I said? That is fucking pathetic. Sorry. Sorry, but in my country, we speak a lot of languages. We don't act like we don't understand people when we really do. That's called one thing is being ignorant, which obviously you are, and another thing is acting ignorant. And there's nothing like that. It's like, hey, listen, At least try and act like you know something. Don't walk around acting ignorant. It's not attractive at all. It's not becoming. So, Anna, I feel your pain. And she says, I don't want to ruffle any feathers. Wow. To ruffle feathers means to cause problems. I don't want to ruffle any feathers, but, and it's, you know what? I love that you, Elena, didn't mention the community because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where it is, even if it's outside of Spain, even if it's in the United States. It's people who are trying to not connect when the rest of the world is trying to connect. And then you'll see who is left behind there. The people who can't communicate are the ones who are left behind. And the ones who won't, because of stubbornness, well, I don't even know what to say about that. You know, even my daughter is trying to speak several languages at 4 years old. Maybe you should study a little more, do something to expand your mind. Languages are great. They open many doors. And listen to Anna. She pronounced abroad. That's a word that is often mispronounced. I hear people say abroad. The only word you mispronounce there is barrier. You said barrier. I don't know how you said it, but I wrote it down, barrier. And that was a great expression. Some people use language as a barrier. No, can't talk to me. And you know what the first thing I think of? If there's somebody who doesn't want to communicate with me, that saves me a lot of freaking time. Next. Too many people in this world to get stuck on one. Great. Anna, you expressed yourself perfectly. And I really felt that you were distraught and it really affected you. And I'm like you too. Like if I get mistreated anywhere, it can be in a hotel chain, I vote with my wallet. Okay, so I will never, my wife knows I'm very stubborn. Hablando de stubborn. If somebody mistreats me in a store, I will not only review that on Google and on TripAdvisor, but I will never give them another dime. So you're like me there. We vote with our wallet. Votamos con la cartera. All right, here we go with our superstar, our movie queen, Chris Valrol.
Morning, Namers. It's Chris Valrol. I've been to China 10 years ago. It was an amazing trip with my teacher and classmates to practice Chinese medicine. But it was August and it was really hot and muggy. You spend the whole day sweating. At that moment, I used to think, I'm never going to come back here or anywhere that has this weather, at least in summer. As time goes by, I've been forgetting that sensation, so I have to make an effort to remember. But I stand by. Never again in August. Thank you. Bye.
Great job, Chris. Great vocabulary, too. You can say humid or you can say muggy. Muggy was the word she used. Just be careful, Chris. You said, I've been to China 10 years ago. So, estos, como ya has dicho 10 years ago, que es el pasado, dirías, I was in China 10 years ago, or I've been to China. But then, entonces no pones 10 years ago, sino before, right? So, I've been to versus I was in. And in English, it's a little bit different when we use the present perfect versus the past tense. All right. Excellent job, Chris. Elena says, good job, Ana. I couldn't agree more. And some troll, que tú crees que voy a decir tu nombre. Okay, pues digo tu nombre. Idiota is his name here. Pone Idiota J. He says, don't nobody care. Bueno, evidentemente don't nobody care about learning English, porque eso no es inglés. And either way, thanks for stopping by. Idiota J is your name, it says over there. Great. Thanks for bringing your positivity. It's a pleasure to have you with us. Let's hear from Elena.
Hi, Elena here. The place I've been to and wouldn't like to get back to, at least not to live in, is South Africa. Don't misunderstand me. South Africa is a unique, magnificent place to visit. I dare to say Cape Town is the most beautiful city in the world. But when we were living in Johannesburg for a couple of years, we experienced some serious mishaps that forced us to flee the country. One night, some burglars tried to break into the house through the kitchen door. I was shocked and wasn't able to pluck up the courage to go across the hall and pick up my baby. I mean, I was paralyzed. So we decided to put up barbed wires on the walls and get a dog. And in another occasion, my husband was driving home when a couple of scumbags cut him off and was held up at gunpoint. So luckily he was able to get away, but we decided that was the last straw. Although we were living in a beautiful house with a swimming pool, we decided that it was time to go because safety and peace of mind are priceless, aren't they? So anyway, cheers, guys. Bye-bye. See ya.
Wow. Firstly, I am so sorry. I'm so sorry to hear you had that experience, Elena. You must still be traumatized to this day, honestly. I mean, I've never been burglarized. My home has never been burglarized. No one has ever. Buenísimo el vocabulario, by the way. Vamos a darle un. And you said the word mishaps, percances. You had to flee, which is huir. Burglars, ladrones, they broke into your house. They held up. To hold up is decir, oye, manos arriba. Piénsalo, hold up. At gunpoint, con pistola. And she said that was the last straw. Oh, Elena, again, I'm traumatized just by listening to your story of how you were not only, your home was intruded, but like you said, where's your peace of mind, tu tranquilidad? And with your baby there, oh my God, that is crazy. And I don't know anything about South Africa, but let's put it this way. It's not on my list of places to go. And especially because the only videos I see coming out of South Africa are not like videos of people who are happy and sharing and, celebrating life. It seems like a lot of division. I get it. They've had a very different history to many of our countries. But I'll take your word for it. I'm not going to go there. And I think you made the right decision, Elena, because obviously you have to protect your family and you need peace of mind, tranquilidad. And I'll tell you what, Elena, you can have peace of mind with your English. Great job. Folks, we're going to a quick commercial break right now. We'll be back with more Show with No Name. We're going to hear from Jose Maria, Laura, Marisol, and Nuria after the break. Plus, we've got many more sections up ahead. So, if I were you guys, I wouldn't even think of going anywhere. Stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back. It is time for is it part 4? Get out of here. I thought it was part 3. Oh my goodness. Well, we've got a lot of stuff to cover here in the 4th part of today's show, my amigos. We're going to kick off with some double trouble. We've got our Say What soundbite, and then we're going to hear from more students. By the way, folks, wonderful job. I am so proud of each and every one of you. You sound great, all of you. Wow. Keep it up. And don't forget, after today's show, you've got the one and only Ximena Holiday. She will put your English to the test. Her along with Nacho. And then after that, you can have some lunch with my buddies, Rob and Andy, in the lunchtime show. The best way to know what's going on is download the free app and make sure you participate and follow along on social media. All right, amigos, you ready? You ready for a challenge? It's time for double trouble. Double trouble, baby. Yeah, you know what time it is. Give it up. Double trouble. I said double trouble. Double trouble. I said double trouble. That's right, amigos. It's Double Trouble here on the show with no name. And let's take a look at today's Double Trouble challenge. Who did I say double trouble? Oh, geez. Sorry. Triple trouble. Today we've got a triple trouble, which means you have to use the same word 3 times. Good luck, my amigos. Here we go. Tienes muchos tatuajes, pero por desgracia no pudo firmar el acuerdo o operación porque su impresora estaba sin tinte. All right? So you got to use the same word 3 times again. It's a triple trouble. I know I said double trouble. I was just testing you, seeing if you were paying attention. So, tiene muchos tatuajes, pero por desgracia no pudo firmar el acuerdo / operación porque su impresora estaba sin tinte. Also, let me give you the Say What soundbite for the final time.
I would look around at my Christian friends and I'm like, they're not perfect by any means.
Yeah.
But I want what you have. For so many years, I've been putting out a certain message. I was drinking and I was trying to find answers in the wrong places.
Do you know about Vaughn groups? Well, I'm going to tell you all about them. They are group English classes that you can do via video conference or in person. And the good news is you can start whenever you want. And you can keep the same timetable, teacher, and classmates throughout the whole course. And the best part, there's no strings attached. Sin compromiso. And if you act now, you can get a 5% discount for paying up front. And if you stick with the course for 6 months, you'll get a 50% discount in June. Wow, what a deal! As if you needed more reasons to learn English with Vaughn. Check out our Vaughn groups. Have fun and make friends as you learn English. Sign up now while there are still spots available. Call us 911 385831, or you can go to our website, grupovon.com. And don't forget to follow us on social media and find out if Vaughn groups are for you. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. It is Vaughn Groups, one of our star programs. And you can get more information on our website. Also, you can follow us on social media and you will be in the know. Enterados. No, enterados. Siempre. Da igual las veces que lo digo. I'm sure you guys have some of those mistakes in English that you just keep, walking into the same mistakes over and over, no matter how many times you've practiced them. All right, let's take a look. We've got somebody here participating in our Triple Trouble, and it looks like a name I haven't seen in a while. Tell me my eyes haven't failed me. Is it Leo? Leo. We were talking about you. We were talking about you yesterday. Was it yesterday? Well, the trivia. At the trivia night, Chris Valrol and myself were talking about you, dude, and we were saying we missed you. Did you hear us? Maybe. You never know. Hey, that's how life works sometimes. If you're tuned, you're fine-tuned to things, you can pick up things. All right, let's take a look. Let's see how Leo did. He says, you have a lot of ink. A lot of. Te falta el of ahí, right? Es que lo he leído sin querer porque va ahí. You have a lot of ink, but unfortunately, you can't ink the contract because your printer had no ink. Welcome back. It's a nice way to come on in, buddy. Great. So, also Elena, she has a lot of ink on her body, but unfortunately, she didn't have enough ink to sign the contract. No, but that's a double trouble over there, Elena, and it's a triple. So, ink es tatuajes. You've got a lot of ink. Y no se dice en plural, ¿eh? Siempre ink es incontable. He's got a lot of ink. I don't want any ink on my body. Yo, por ejemplo, I don't want any ink on my body. Significa que no quiero tatuajes. And I know you guys say tattoo, right? We say tattoo. O sea, si vas a cortarlo, no es tattoo. It's he wants to get a tattoo or a tat or some ink. Se usa como incontable, como habéis hecho muy bien, by the way. So she has a lot of ink on her body, but unfortunately, she didn't have, or she couldn't ink the deal or ink the contract because the printer was out of ink. It's another way to say it too. So the word we're tripling up on is ink, and ink is tattoos, as we just said, uncountable. To ink a deal is firmar. O sea, to ink the deal. Okay, did you ink it? Es tinte. Poner el tinte. Makes sense. And also ink is something you put in a printer. That's different than tinte del pelo, which is dye, which is not morir dye, D-I-E, it's D-Y-E. So excellent job, Leo and Elena. Y mírale. He says, I miss you loads, guys. Os echo de menos muchísimo. Well, it's great to have you back, buddy. And now we're going to hear from more Show with No Namers over here. Let's take a look at who we've got. Also, wait, did I give you guys the Say What soundbite for the... I don't remember if I gave it to you for the fourth time. Well, I'll tell you what. Bonus, just in case.
I would look around at my Christian friends and I'm like, they're not perfect by any means.
Yeah.
But I want what you have. For so many years, I've been putting out a certain message. I was drinking and I was trying to find answers in the wrong places.
All right, folks. And now we're going to hear from my buddy, Jose Maria.
Hello, so with no namers. This is Jose Maria. How are you doing? Well, there is one place that I had no choice but to visit, and I never want to return to, and that is Tatachan, an operating room to undergo surgery. Oh my God, I hope I'll never have to visit it again, for that probably would mean I'll be healthy. Even though that isn't 100% sure. Sometimes, if you undergo surgery, it's because there's a chance to heal your illness or an injury. Have a nice weekend.
Awesome. Great answer, Jose Maria. Un quirófano, sure. You know, some people say Paris, but that's a great answer. Y lo defendió. And he even showed the other side of the coin, saying, but listen, if I need an operation, then of course, let it be. Of course, if I'm going to be cured, if I'm going to be better, great. Right? They're going to fix me up. They're going to mend me up. Excellent. But it's not his first choice of places. And I know exactly what you mean because I just had like deja vu over there, thanks to Jose Maria. I remembered when they were cutting my leg open and putting all the metal in there, and I was looking up at those bright lights. And yeah, it's not a fun place to be. And great vocabulary. He said to undergo, que es someterse a. So he underwent surgery, and he never wants to undergo surgery again. Again, if it's necessary and they need to take something out, great, let him do it. But if he had a choice, la elección, he wouldn't go under the knife again. Y eso es una forma nativa de decirlo, someterse al cuchillo. The scalpel. They use a scalpel, right? Bisturi, I think you say. A scalpel. Well, either way, this is vocabulary I hope you don't have to use, obviously, unless you're a medical professional. Great job, Jose Maria. And Jose Maria is not a medical professional. He works in the banking industry. Es banquero. He works in the banking industry. All right, let's see who else is up next. We have got lovely Laura.
Hey there, it's Laura. Off the top of my head, the only place I've visited and I don't feel like returning to so far is Cancun. I know it may sound strange, but let me explain. It's not that I don't like Cancun, don't get me wrong. I love its long sandy beaches and its crystal clear waters. And I visited some amazing places there, such as Chichen Itza, Playa del Carmen, Tulum. The thing is that I've been to Cancun twice for family reasons, and I've always been there in August, and the humidity is unbearable. It's so humid that the moment you step out of the shower, you're already all sweaty again. And it's impossible to have a good hair day there. So if I ever have to travel there again, I'll make sure it's not in the summer. Bye, everyone.
All right, Laura, a little humor injected into it. Off the top of my head, a bote pronto, off the top of my head, she said Cancun. And I thought, and think about it, I thought you were going to say because it was too touristy. It was full of drunk tourists, which that's another reason. I guess that's something that used to attract me to a place, draw me to a place when I was younger. But now I'm like, what? There's parties all night in the street? No, thanks. It's funny how we change. But that's funny that mugginess, humidity was brought up twice. And in fact, that's my answer too. So I agree with Chris and Laura. Great minds think alike, decimos. Los listos piensan iguales. Great minds think alike. And my answer was Sevilla. I remember the Expo in 92. And guys, I grew up in New York. You know how humid it gets there in the summer? Well, Sevilla ran circles around it. Le dio mil vueltas. And I just remember like being there, like panting like a dog, jadeando, panting like I'm never coming back to this place. Now, that's not true. As Laura said, and as Chris said, it's all about the season too. If you go to Southeast Asia in monsoon season, it's not going to be fun. Excellent answer. Oh, and Laura said for aesthetic reasons as well, because you can't have a good hair day. O sea, el pelo no se te queda como quieres. You always have a bad hair day when there's a lot of humidity or mugginess in the air. Excellent answer. It's time for our creative Marisol. Marisol sent me some images, but I haven't had time to grab them yet, but I'm going to share them with you guys eventually. I promise. Here is the gifted Marisol.
Hi, it's Marisol. In my case, it's not a country or place itself. I'm talking about a place back in time. I would definitely never wanted to go back to high school. The adolescence wasn't my favorite stage of my life. Although the worst was to attend to my old high school. I was bullied by others, and the teachers didn't want to be involved neither in this issue. And I felt out of place all the time. I could never felt belong to any social group, and some individuals gave me the elbow sometimes. Nevertheless, the good point I could say is that from that experience, I made myself stronger and I learned that I won't let anybody make me feel inferior. Through these years, I reached a better level of self-esteem because you also need to take care of yourself. Nobody is superior or inferior than you. Greetings to all show namers. Bye.
Great job. Wow, Marisol. I'm sorry to hear that. And you know what? A lot of people have that answer. Not here on the show, but in general. High school. Cuidado con la pronunciación. No es high school, sino heis. The high school. High school. And yeah, I mean, firstly, the hormones. I mean, I would never want to go back. And I enjoyed high school. I didn't really get bullied too much. I mean, there were some guys who were always picking on me, but I just ignored them. I was really good at ignoring people. I still am. Ask my wife. When I don't like something, I just ignore it. Okay, well, attend. Just be careful. A couple corrections there, Marisol. And again, it's amazing to hear that you got your self-confidence. And I know you got it at least when you speak English. And you're right. Don't let anybody push you around. Don't let anybody bully you. So just be careful, though. It's not attend to, sino attend. When I attended classes, you were saying you couldn't fit in encajar, and you were bullied. The part that breaks my heart is that the teachers didn't help you. They looked the other way. Those people could not be considered educators or teachers. Not in my book. Sorry. And just be careful with the pronunciation of the word through. You said throw. I think it's through the years. So glad to hear you got your confidence. And as we say, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. All right, ladies and gentlemen, and last but not least, someone who's participated week after week, give it up for Nuria.
Roberto, friends, this is Nuria. Regarding this week's question, what's one place I visited I never returned to? Well, firstly, I like to say that I always have itchy feet. I'm itching to travel. I'm a curious person and I love discovering or exploring new things. Traveling is a way to learn about the other cultures by observing their traditions, architecture, language, and so on and so forth. Speaking of language, I need to get something off my chest related to this week's question. I don't want to mention any place itself, just to say that no matter what language we use to communicate, if you want to help people wherever they are without distinctions of any kind, anyone should be willing to help with the language. It's even worse when it comes to people with the same language and they speak another so you don't understand them. In a place like that, I wouldn't return to. You would feel like a fish out of water. Thank you.
Wow, so very similar. Very similar to Anna's answer. A place where people don't want to understand you and don't want to be understood. Again, who wants to go there? That's why I think the United States is such a popular destination. A, we've got everything, whatever you like, theme parks, beach, whatever you like, and everything like, larger than life, a lo grande. But also, everybody's usually pretty open-minded about speaking other languages and learning about other cultures. I never understood this ignorance on purpose. I want to be ignorant. Okay, good luck with that. All right, well, excellent job to all of you. Wonderful, really, really great job. It's time for famous birthday trivia.
Birthdays for you. Famous birthdays for me. Famous birthdays for everyone on the show with no
right, amigos. It's famous birthdays here on the show with no name. And our first birthday boy was born today in 1959, an Irish-American actor. He was in the film Reckless. He's been in over 80 feature films. Some of those, Desperately Seeking Susan. Do you remember that one with Madonna? Avalon, Benny and June with Johnny Depp. Legends of the Fall, which I've never seen, but that was a popular one. Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, the 1994 version, and What I Call My Daughter, Wild Child. Es una película de 2008, Salvaje, Wild Child. Number 2, this guy was born in 1946, and he's an American singer, songwriter, and bass player. He died in 2023, pretty recently. And he was a founding member of the Eagles, Las Águilas. Welcome to the Hotel California. And they've got so many amazing songs. Obviously, that's their most famous one. But I also like Take It Easy. When I get stressed out, there's a great song. If you ever get stressed out, and it's called Take It Easy. And there's another one called Take It to the Limit. So if you haven't listened to the Eagles, listen to their greatest hits. It's worth it. And last but not least, this woman has a lot of ink. Ya sabemos que eso es tatuajes. In fact, she got famous for inking people, for giving people tattoos. She is a Mexican-American tattoo artist, TV personality, entrepreneur. She's done a little bit of everything. And mostly, many people found out about her through the TV show L.A. Ink, Tatuajes de Los Angeles. Today's famous birthdays are Aidan Quinn, actor Aidan Quinn. Number 2, Randy Meisner from the Eagles. And number 3, Kat Von D. Her real name, Catherine Von Drakenberg, but everybody calls her Kat Von D. And this is Kat Von D talking about how she became a Christian, como se hizo cristiana. She was living a life of, typical Hollywood, drugs, alcohol, all that. And she turned her life around. And it's a beautiful story. And she's a beautiful woman, I've got to say. If you've never seen her, she's also a model as well. So here is Kat Von D. She says, I would look around at my Christian friends, cuando estaba perdida, and I'm like, they're not perfect by any means. Perfectos no son ni para nada. But I want what you have. Quieren esa felicidad o algo, esa chispa que tienen sus amigos cristianos. And she says, for so many years, I've been putting out a certain message, el de Hollywood, rock and roll. And she said, I was drinking and I was trying to find the answers in the wrong places. And, well, as I said, she turned her life around. Interesting story, amazing personality, Kat Von D. Let's hear from birthday girl, Kat Von D.
I would look around at my Christian friends and I'm like, they're not perfect by any means.
Yeah.
But I want what you have. For so many years, I've been putting out a certain message. I was drinking and I was trying to find answers in the wrong places.
And ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the end of today's show with no name. I can't believe it. That applause is for you, each and every one of you who participated today, who has participated in the past, and even those of you who can't participate live. Those of you who listen to us later on via podcast, hello to all of you. You are just as special show with no namers. I'm wishing you all a wonderful weekend. As always, it's been an absolute pleasure. You guys make me love my job. I don't think I would love it as much if it weren't for you guys. So I thank you for that. Thank you. And folks, stay tuned because up next, we've got the one and only Ximena Holiday and Nacho Carvajal in Test Your English. We've got amazing shows all afternoon long here on Vaughn Radio. Thank you so much, my amigos. And we'll be back on Monday with more. I promise. Ciao for now.